This is Deja from CrochetEverAfter.com, and today we are going to do a foundation chain tutorial. In this tutorial, we're not only going to cover how to create your foundation chain, but also how to make it as even as possible. So let's get started. Now to begin your chain, what you need to do is make a slip knot to attach your hook to. So you have just your yarn that is attached to your ball. You're going to take the yarn and loop it on itself. And then what you're going to do is reach through that loop with your fingers and grab the yarn that's attached to the ball. Pull that through. Just hold on to both ends. Hold on to your tail end, which is right here, and hold on to the yarn that's attached to your ball, and pull that loop that you just pulled through tight. And you're going to have a sliding piece of yarn. Next, you're going to insert your hook right through that loop. Grab the yarn that's attached to the ball, not the tail yarn, because that's not going to move if you try to pull on that. Pull on the yarn that is attached to the ball to tighten up your slip knot. Step 1 done. Now, next we're going to make our very first chain. When making a chain, you're always going to wrap from back to front. Never this way, never front to back. Always, whenever you hear a yarn over being called in a pattern, you're always wrapping from back to front. Next, you're going to turn your hook, and I like to turn mine straight down towards the slip knot because it slides nice and easy to be able to pull that chain through. Now, back to front again. Notice if I'm pointing my hook up, it'll catch, but I'm going to get caught on my loop. If I point it towards me, I'm going to get caught on my loop. If I point the hook down and pull through, slides easily through the loop. Back to front again, yarn over, pull it right through. As I do this, I'm creating chains. Every time I pull the hook through the loop, I'm creating another chain. So now, how many chains do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't count what's on my hook. This loop does not count. You only count the ones that look like V's. If you can see, it looks like V's stacked on top of each other. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 V's. I keep on going with however many loops my pattern calls for. Notice that my chains are quite even. The reason that these are so even is that I am working my chains on the shaft of my hook. There are a couple parts of your hook. You have your hook, of course. You have this thinner part, which is called the throat, and then you have this thick part, which is called the shaft. The shaft is actually the size that is indicated on your hook. If you're working your chain stitches and you're only going where your throat is, you're going to have stitches that are too small and too tight. And you'll see that they'll start going very wonky on you. So what you want to do is every time you work a chain stitch, you're going to pull it through and then push your hook all the way to your shaft. And that's going to give you the right size loop. Keep some tension on your yarn so that it stays the same size as your shaft. If you are not keeping tension here and say you're pulling here, you can make your loop bigger and you could have very wonky stitches again. See, I can make these as big as I want if I pull on them. And you'll see very quickly how my chains aren't quite as even as they were. So if you make sure that you keep nice consistent tension on your yarn and you always go to the shaft, you're going to have nice even chain stitches as you work. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and as you can see, I kind of pull on my base of foundation chains as I go to help keep the tension in my yarn. Yarn over and pull through. That's all you have to do. And then you're going to move on to your next instructions, and that is your foundation chain.